Hey everyone, welcome back to the Midwest Stitches channel. My name is Danielle and this is my channel all about crafting things, knitting, crochet, sewing, etc. This is episode 39. It is November 29th, 2023, and it has been almost 2 months since my last episode. So I'm going to get into all that. If you don't follow me on social media, you won't know why. Here in just a second. So grab a drink. I've got this cute Grinch mug. So it's got Cindy Lou Who, trying not to spill it, the tree, you've got Max, and then the Grinch, and it's this Grinch color on the inside. So I've got coffee in this mug, and I believe I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it is amazing. I love this mug. It's like heavy duty. You can put it in the microwave and the handle doesn't get hot. Just a little side note, mugs that I've bought in the past that kind of have a lighter weight feel to them, I hate them. I end up never using them because I tend to have to microwave my coffee a couple times before I'm done with it. And if it's lighter weight, the handle tends to get hot. And yeah, I don't know why. I'm not a pottery person or anything like that, so I don't know the why behind it, but if it's heavier like this one is, that doesn't tend to happen unless it's in there for a super long time. So, okay. Lots to catch you up on. So many finished objects, works in progress. So let's start with why I was gone for a while. So my last episode was on October 3rd. And 2 weeks after that, I got COVID. I finally got hit with COVID, and it took me down. I was sick. I mean, like, so sick for like 3 solid weeks. I couldn't do anything. I didn't have the energy to knit or crochet or do anything like that. The only thing I could do was feel crappy and lay around and watch TV. Like, that's all I had the energy for. I managed to muster up the energy every day to take a shower, which was good. But it was awful. So, it took almost 4 years, but I finally caught the Rona. And yeah, don't recommend that. So I'm better now, or I'm getting better. But I had, like the worst case of it out of people that I know. Because even, excuse me, sorry. Because even Adrian, he got it too. But he had a milder version than I had. He started to feel better about like, a week and a half in. So he just had some congestion and exhaustion. But I wound up having to go to the emergency room because I was dehydrated and I was having, breathing wasn't the best for me. And I wound up having what they call COVID pneumonia, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently it is. And it just, like, all around your lungs, like the entire area around your lungs is just inflamed. Yeah, couldn't take a deep breath. I've been on some inhalers. I mean, it's been fun. So I'm happy to be feeling better and so that I can record again. Oh, yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the backstory. And I got sick from going to a concert with some friends because, it was indoors, and I just know that's where I got it from. So no more indoor concerts for me for a long, long time. Okay. So that's kind of the gist of that. I didn't do this last year, so I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not going to be doing Vlogmas. I know that's coming up here, like, starting within the next 2 days. I'm excited to watch other people's Vlogmas, but I won't be doing it. I do have a full-time job, and just day-to-day life, it's a lot to keep up with, and I commend those that do it, but it's just not for me. So I'll just be doing regular episodes. All right, feeling a bit rusty on this because it's been so long. Okay, so let me start with all of the finished objects. There are so many socks. So the first one, the last time we talked, I was working on a pair of gift socks for my grandpa out of Mandy's Makings in her share pair set, which was old farm truck and morning jeans. And yeah, I'll put a picture here because obviously I've already gifted them to him, and those were like crazy long. So I did 20 rounds for the cuff, and then I did 70 rounds for the leg. That was the longest sock leg-wise that I've ever made. And they took so long to knit. He also has a size 11 shoe, so knitting them to his foot length took quite a while. So, but yeah, they're done. And I apologize if you see like it's going light and dark, light and dark. I'm messing with my settings on my camera so that it's a little bit brighter. So there's those. There's the picture. And I finished those a couple of days before his birthday, sent them in the mail. They were supposed to arrive on his birthday, but they got caught up in the mail. And that's another thing I'll talk about later. They arrived the day after. So there's that. So my next finished pair, I was working on these, and I don't have the tag, the last time, and these are for me, of course, as most of my socks that I make are. So I finished this pair of socks, and this is Daisy Stitch Co. in her Harvest. I think that's what it's called. I know this is Mold Merlot, this color is, but I believe this main skein was Harvest. And I just did my normal shorty recipe, 2mm needles, 64 stitches, 8 rounds for the cuff, 3 rounds for the leg before I start the heel. And so now I can wear these. I've had all of these that I'm going to show you sitting on my table waiting for me to record. I haven't even put them in the rotation yet because I knew I would forget. So yeah, these are done. Super happy with these. I love the colors. This skein is just so beautiful, you know, and I love that I just did the contrast toe. I've really been loving just the contrast toe on mine. It mostly has to do with the fact that I don't want to weave in the ends from the cuff when you change colors, because I do such a short sock. When you do a contrast cuff and then you go into the main color for the rest of it, there's not a lot of wiggle room, and your ends are kind of flopping around and getting in the way. So if anybody ever wonders why I've kind of like transitioned into just doing a contrast toe, that's really the main reason. It's just that. Okay, my next pair I had showed on Instagram. I think I'd showed this, I'm pretty sure I'd showed this yarn a long time ago. And I finally worked it up because it was a color that I had wanted to make socks out of since I bought the yarn, which I think was 2 years ago now. And I just hadn't gotten around to it because I knew they would be beautiful. And they are. And I love them. And I didn't get to wear them on Halloween because they weren't done and because I was sick. So that's another thing. So these socks were knit out of, here they are. Oh my gosh, look at those. I love the color pooling so much. So this yarn is Deep Dyed Yarns in her Strange Brew colorway on her Good Juju base, which is a 75/25. And I mean, just look at the pooling. Isn't that just stunning? And the lighting on here, let me turn this up a little so maybe you can see the light in my capture. Oh, there you go. That's better. That's more accurate because see that purple in there? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. So these are done. And of course I have half of a skein left for these, but these, oh, I love how they turned out so much. It did get a little tricky with the dark parts of the yarn, especially in the gusset, trying to pick those stitches up with the dark yarn and all that kind of stuff. That did get a little, I could only work on them with the windows open or with a overhead light on because I couldn't see. So, all right, my next pair, I had showed the yarn. Actually, I think I had started these. I did. I had started these because I started these back in September. So this is Leap of Faith Yarns in her Harvest Festival colorway. And this was my only entry, unfortunately, for the Knit People Knit Cal 2023, hosted by Leah Loves to Knit, which I sponsored a prize for one of my Gilmore Girls bags. I didn't get around to knitting all of the skeins that I had, which was very sad for me because I was so looking forward to that. But I will get to them. But this is the only one that I finished because I had already started it. So here are the finished socks. Oh, aren't those pretty? I mean, look at those colors. I love this. So this, when I got finished with these, I was looking at them and they remind me of that multicolored popcorn. Whatever it's called. You know, you can get, it's like red and yellow and blue and just all of the different colors. This is what it looks like to me. Multicolored popcorn. Aren't those fun? I love them. So those are finished, and that was my entry. Not that I'm trying to win, not that I'm going to win prizes or anything, because I just, you know, am a sponsor. I don't think that you could be picked for that. But anyway, this was my entry for that. Very pleased with all of these, like all of the gorgeous fall colors. I've talked about that before. Love them so much. Okay, so my next pair of socks, I went into my stash again. This was from the gift box of yarn that I set aside and labeled for gifts. So this is a Christmas gift, but I won't say for who. But I used the Yarnable colorway called Avocardio. I think this was from May of 2022, I believe. Anyway, so here are the socks. Let me hold these up. Oop. Here they are. And I'll give you a close-up because the color wasn't one I liked at first, but after knitting it up, I really do love, you have like bits of this kind of turquoise blue kind of speckled throughout, and I really wound up loving it. And because these socks are knit for a person with a larger foot, and I did 20 rounds for the cuff, 40 rounds for the leg, I only had about 35 grams, I think, left of this color. So if I wanted to do socks for me, I would definitely have to do like some yarn management, because my shorty socks generally take about 45 grams because of my length of foot. So I don't know if I'll be able to. I might just have to put the leftovers in a blanket, and that's something else we'll talk about later. Is my blankets and plans. Some potential plans for those. Okay, so my last finished object, I just finished on Monday of this week. This is another gift pair. But I won't say for who because I don't know if they watch this. I don't think so, but I don't know. Okay, so here they are. Oh, that's really bright. Turn that down. Okay, there you go. You might recognize this yarn. So this is Daisy Stitch Co. from her sock set box. Sunny Days, and I don't remember. Anyway, I called them my pink lemonade socks. Yeah, these are my pink lemonade socks. So I made a gift pair just like mine. And yeah, so I can put them in the Christmas stack of stuff for this year. And my last two finished objects are sewing related. I made some jeans. So I'll show them to you real quick. I'll just kind of show the front. They have I won't wear them, but I won't model them for you, I should say. They have functioning pockets. Here's the back with the patch pockets. And as you can see, it obviously is not, they're not a zip-up pair of pants. It's a stretchy waistband, and it's got this, it's got a faux, what they call a faux fly on it. It's just stitching on there to make it look like a zipper fly. So I made this light colored pair. And this darker colored pair, but I messed up the it's really prominent there. I messed up the waistband with this main color. So I just used the leftovers from the other one to make another waistband, because when I wear a shirt, it hits about here, so you can't see it anyway. So I didn't care at all. And so there's the back pockets. Yeah, so these I made, little backstory. So first of all, this pattern is called the Metro Pull-On Pants from Sinclair Patterns. And it's a really lovely pattern, super easy to follow. And you can use all kinds of stretch material. It talks about that in the pattern. It doesn't have to be jeans or stretchy jeans material. You could use, like twill or anything with stretch in it. It has to have at least 20 to 30% stretch. So the reason I made these is because even when I was thinner, like high school, how we were all kind of skinny back then, I always hated jeans, like traditional jeans. Even when they started coming out with like the stretchier kind, I don't like the button band. Mostly because how when you sit down, it just kind of like digs into your stomach. And like I said, even when I was thinner, I always hated that. I hated that feeling, so it's only gotten worse as I've gotten older and gained weight, hating that. And I have problem with commercial jeans fitting me properly anyway. Like, they will fit me, on the lower part of my body, like my hips and my thighs. But then, I have more prominent calves, so they'll be pretty tight around there, so I can't buy certain styles. And then if I buy them to fit my waist, they're too big everywhere else. So it's just like a body proportion problem. And watching a lot of sewing videos on YouTube, I know it's just an issue with ready to wear items. So I saw a video a long time ago. This was like, I think she came out with it like 2 years ago. The tutorial where I watched this pants being made in denim. So I always wanted to do it. And so I bought the pattern and I found some fabric. This was from Joann's. The other was from Hobby Lobby. And I did have to make a few adjustments to the pattern because you go off of like your hip measurement and your waist measurement. But if your proportions are a little different, you're going to have to do some adjustments. So I had to do a little bit of adjusting, but nothing crazy once I got everything kind of figured out. But I made those so that when I need to wear nicer pants, I have nicer pants to wear as opposed to like my stretchy pants out in public, because I don't have a lot of clothes that are, I guess, nicer in that manner, just because I hate shopping for clothes anymore, because trying to find clothes that you want to wear at the store, for me is next to impossible, because, I mean, first you have the issue with the pants, and now everything's like high-waisted, boyfriend relaxed jean, which I know a lot of people, including the younger generation from me, I'm a millennial, that loves that fit. They love the relaxed fit, the high waist. I can't stand it. I think it looks sloppy because the pants are so loose. So I'm not about that. I don't like the high-waisted either, because I feel like if you have more of a gut, like more of a stomach, you can't really wear those either. Like I don't think they look good on me. They don't look good on me. They might look good on other people, but I don't find them comfortable. Like it doesn't matter where you put the button band. Low, high, medium, rise, it's uncomfortable no matter what, in my opinion. So I don't like them. So these pants, the button band just hits right underneath my belly button. So it's kind of a mid-rise, I guess, for the waistband. So I really like them. They fit really well. So if you are a sewer and you're wanting to get into garment sewing, for those, the pattern's really easy to follow. That's number one. But I would say number two, that's definitely a pattern where you want to have a serger, or you want to have a sewing machine that has a serging like stitch to really close the raw edges on the inside, because otherwise they're going to start to fray, and you need that. So if you don't have that, then I would not recommend it in that case. And as you can see right here, if you see this plaid fabric, I'm working on another clothing pattern. It's going to be a shacket, the shirt jacket trend that everybody's on. I found a pattern and I bought from a seller on Etsy because they don't sell it in stores anymore. So I found that. And when I'm finished with it, I will show you. It's still in the works because I haven't bought buttons to put on it. And I need buttons to put on it first before I can really get going. So there's that. But I will show that to you when it's finished. I'm hoping by the next time I record, I will hopefully have it done because I want to wear it and let you know what I think about the pattern and the fit and all that kind of stuff. So the pants, that was my last finished object. So let's talk about works in progress. The first one I'm going to show you, which I am now storing for the time being because it's small, in this bag, of course, that I made. I didn't make these to sell. Before I forget, that's something I want to talk about. My shop. So obviously I'm not making any bags right now. There are only a couple of bags and progress keepers in there for sale. I turned off shipping to Canada, so I'm only shipping in the US because I had a customer, bless her heart, that she ordered one of these bags with, I just hit myself in the face. She ordered one of these bags with the pre-order, and I shipped those out like September 15th for the knit-along. And I'm not even kidding you. She did not receive this bag until almost the end of October. It took, and she's ordered from me before. It has never taken that long. It got stuck at the Chicago hub where they process international orders for over a month. It was insane. Like, I was totally willing to refund her money because I thought they lost the package, and we kind of kept seeing some movement, but it was like, it's in Chicago. It departed Chicago. It's in Chicago. It departed. It was crazy. I don't know what they were doing there, but I was getting very upset, and yeah, so regardless, even if I make bags in the future, unfortunately, I'm not going to ship to Canada because now that makes me very nervous to ship internationally because, I don't, I can't refund the shipping costs. I have to just eat that cost. And shipping to Canada is expensive anyway. And the people, they pay for it. But then it's just a whole thing. And I've never gotten a lot of orders. I've never shipped internationally just to Canada because, reasons. But I've never gotten a lot of orders from Canada, just, onesie, twosies here and there. So it's never been a huge influx of orders. So anyway, if you're a Canadian viewer, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be shipping any new products that I make or sell to Canada, unfortunately, because I don't want to have to worry and stress about your package being lost or stuck in an international hub somewhere. So I just wanted to say that before I forget. Okay, so the project. This is my Jelly Roll blanket that is still only on the first strip. So I have made a lot of progress on this. It is getting longer. Yay! Still loving the way the stripes, the self-striping is kind of marling and fading together. Love that. I don't know how much more I have left. I haven't weighed the skein. I have about this much left. Hopefully it's less than 50 grams now. So yeah, and this is Zebra Yarns. I think I've mentioned that before. That's Zebra Yarns that I'm using. It's going to be a whole Zebra Yarns blanket, and I'm hoping it'll be big enough. Hopefully. Or maybe at least for like a lap size blanket. I don't know. So we'll see. But for right now, that's where I'm at with that. I've just been working on that here and there. I keep it by the TV downstairs when we're watching TV, and if I don't have anything else to work on or I want something just knit back and forth, you know, mindless, that's what I pick up. So there's that. And then the next project I wanted to update you on that I have done a little bit on is my crochet, what did I call this? My crochet granny shrug. Yeah. So I finished this color. There's the tail that I have left. I finished this outside mint color. So it is getting bigger. And if you're new here, I am just using up a bunch of cotton fingering weight yarn that I've had in my stash for a long time. And I'm just holding it double, crocheting it up. And it's just going to be a scrappy looking wrap that I wear just kind of around the house. So, because I didn't know what else to do with the yarn. So for that project, I have 7 full skeins left in that bag to add to it. It is going to be massive. I might not even turn it into a shrug, let's be honest. We'll see how heavy it is by the time I get done, because it might be too heavy to wear. Regardless, I've decided for that project, because I have other things I want to work on, but I want that to get work too. My goal will be from December on, to hopefully have it done by June, is to work through 1 full skein a month. I feel like that's a good amount of time, you know, to work on it a little bit at a time, that I could feasibly get 1 skein worked up in it and make progress. But I don't have to spend all of my time on it, because that's not what I want to do. Okay, so there's that. My next work in progress is one I had talked about but had not started yet. So I am housing it in my Gilmore Girls bag. This is not a Gilmore Girls project. I just wanted to use it. So I finally started another, I don't want to call it a wallop cowl because I'm not really following the pattern, but I guess a wallop cowl, if you know what that is. So I started my Beauty and the Beast wallop cowl. So this first color I split into 2. This is the Belle colorway. This creamy white color, this is Lily of the Valley from Breaking Yarn. That's my contrast color that I decided on. So this mini skein set is 6 20-gram minis. So what I've decided to do is to split them up as I stripe it. And I am cutting the yarn, knotting it on the inside. I'm going to weave in the ends instead of carrying it up. I hate doing that because there's so much yarn management, especially if it's in a tube, and I don't care for that at all. So I have started on the next color. You can see I started this last night. It's a little bit. This is the Beast colorway. So I don't have a whole lot to show, but next time, hopefully I will. I'm trying to work on this every day. And so this first 4 stripes that I had to do a little experiment. Because I was trying to split it in half. And of course, a 20-gram mini, as we all know, is never just 20 grams. It's usually over a little bit. You at least get 20. So what I was trying to do is figure out, okay, how much would half or almost half use as far as rows, so I could do the same for the white. So I started out doing a certain amount, weighing it, thinking that was going to be fine. And then I did the white, and then I weighed and saw how much I had left. And then I went more than, like these 2 stripes have more than these 2. Because I figured out, and I added them up, I added up the rows, and I figured out, okay, divide that in half, and that's how much you're going to use for the stripes from now on. So that part's going to look a little different than everything else, but I don't care. And this was how much I had left from that first ball. This is about 2 grams. And I just wanted to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, especially as you finish this off, you need a certain amount of yarn to be able to join the 2 ends of the tube. So I didn't want to completely use up the color and not have enough when I went back around. So what I did for this, the Wallop Cowl, and I think most patterns like this call for a provisional cast on. And I tried that the last time, and I just don't think that I would care for that. Like going back and trying to unravel it and pick the stitches. So what I did instead was I casted on a completely different color, just from stash, from scraps. And I think I worked about, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 rows. And I'm just going to go back at the end and just put another set of needles in, just do like that, and then just cut the contrast yarn and just pick it out. Just cut it and just pull it out. For me, that seemed easier than trying to, because I watched the provisional cast on videos, and that to me, it just, you have to put it in and then unravel it, and I just didn't want to do that. So what I did was I placed markers every 10 round, or 10 stitches. I was about to say rounds. No, 10 stitches. So that it would know I was on the right track. It's pretty easy to tell. Obviously the colors are different, but just to make sure that I was going to pick up the right stitches, and it was a just in case thing. So my goal is to work on this more in December, because I have one more pair of gift socks that I'm working on that I'll show you in a minute, is to work on this and do 1 piece a day. Since I've already done 4, maybe I can do a little bit more on some days off. We'll see. And hoping to have this done pretty quick in December. I mean, at the very least by the 20th, because that would be 1 stripe a day, so that I can wear it. Because it's already gotten pretty cold around here, and I think we're going to have a colder winter with snow, and I really want to wear it and keep me warm. Okay, so there's that. My next and last whip is in this bag, which I've kind of dubbed my Christmas gift knitting bag, at least for socks. So I started these yesterday. That's stuck in there. Okay, so I am making, this is DK weight. I am making my last gift pair for the year. And this is, I love this color. Gosh, look at that on the screen. Isn't that so fun? So this colorway is called Bleeding Walt from Breaking Yarn. And I think this isn't a color, I don't think she dyes this all the time. I think this was kind of maybe it was a Christmas inspired colorway that someone had asked her to dye, and then I don't remember the whole story. I just know this isn't in her shop all of the time, or a regular colorway, but this is a mixture of, you have this green, which is Walter White, and then the red is from her colorway called Bleeding Out. So she just mixed those, and I love, they're like Christmassy, but the green isn't like a bright green, like a bright Christmas green, so it's kind of more on the muted side, and I love how they're turning out. Oh, I can't wait to get these done. So I'm hoping to have these done in the next couple days, because they are DK weight, which goes super quick. Love that. And for those, I'm actually doing a little bit different than I normally do. So my other DK socks I've done in the past, I normally do 15 rounds for the cuff, 25 rounds for the leg, and then, the foot. So for these, because I already know based off of past experience that I have quite a bit of yarn left from doing that particular recipe, I decided to do 20 rounds for the cuff, and then I'm going to do 40 rounds for the leg. And I'm hoping to only have a little bit left over to add to my DK blanket. And yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know how much I have left. That might be a better recipe in the future. Okay, so we'll talk about mail here in a minute. I just have a few items that I kind of picked up that I wanted to show you from like 2 months ago, of course. So blankets. I wanted to kind of get a community opinion on this. So if you recall, or you've been around here for a while, I have 2 crochet granny square blankets going. I have one with just DK yarn and another one fingering Hal double. And I got to thinking the other day that I should maybe pull those out, like pull them out, like frog them in a sense. And I was thinking of making it into either a giant jelly roll blanket, because with all the yarn combined between the two, it would probably make a massive blanket. Because obviously we all know crochet uses up more yarn than knitting. So there's that. What do you guys think? I think that I want to do it, but I'm not really sure if I should, because there are 2 separate blankets, and I was thinking that, you know, because with the jelly roll blanket, you can add the strips on either side. You don't have to, you know, you can add some on this side, some on this side. So I was thinking I would do like all of the DK yarn strips, do all of those, and then unravel the fingering Hal double blanket and then add those to the other side. And then they would be the same weight essentially, but you could kind of see, like, here's just the DK yarn, here's the fingering yarn. I don't know. That was just kind of an idea I had in my head. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think about that, because I think that I want to do that in the new year, but I'm not sure. Especially because I already have one jelly roll blanket going and I don't have needles for a second one. So, yeah, that's just something I'd been mulling around in my head, looking at kind of works in progress, long-term projects, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that it kind of goes with my theme for the next year. I've been, it kind of rolls into this. I've been thinking about, for a while, which I've talked about many, many times, about doing just a work from your stash kind of cal, like a personal cal. And, you know, if people wanted to join me for next year, you know, absolutely, I would love that. So I have a hashtag for it, and I'll put it here. It's going to be From My Stash 2024. And I don't really have any rules or anything really made up as far as a cal or a mal, I guess. But for me personally, it's going to be stash only. I'm going to try my very hardest, and I've been pretty good about this, about not enhancing my stash this year. Not a lot. So that's my goal for next year, is to just work from stash on, like, if I don't have enough yarn to finish a project, it'll either be put on hold or I just won't do that project. I will just work on projects that I have the stash for. So that's kind of my goal, because I really want to work through some yarn and kind of make it more manageable for me. I know some people don't care about how big the stash is. Or what I have they wouldn't consider a large stash, but for me, it's overwhelming at the moment, so I'm trying to get that under control. So there's that. If you want to join me with that next year, let me know down below. And maybe I can think about making it more of a formal thing. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I got a few things in the mail that I wanted to show you. And I'll start with these guys. One of these tubes is empty. I splurged quite a bit. I got some Signature Needles straights from Needle Arts, Signature Needle Arts. This tube is empty because I'm using it on my Jelly Roll blanket. I got some for the DK weight. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter. And then these two are, I got 2.5 millimeter in the purple, and then 2.25 in the green. So I got these because I'd been stalking their website basically for months now since I learned that they were closing down, because I didn't own any. And when I started my Jelly Roll blanket, I was using some DPNs, and I just didn't love that the end wasn't secure. And I had a lot of people suggest, oh, you can put like a needle stopper on the end and it will be fine. And none of those options really worked for me or appealed to me. I just wanted the straights. I wanted something permanent, and it is, I think, almost impossible to find straight needles that are these 7-inch like these Signature ones, because they're just long enough. They're not too long, they're just long enough. Most of the straight needles that are for sale are like 10 inches or more, and that was just way too much. So I was happy to buy those. One night I happened to be, it just popped in my head, look on their website. And see if they have any extras out there for sale. And I looked, and they did have the sizes that I wanted, so I snagged them super quick. And I'm happy to have them. I do love them. They are very good quality needles, so I understand now the hype around it and why people are sad that they are closing and why they love the needles so much. So my hope is to start a fingering weight Jelly Roll blanket with some scraps with those other ones in the future, or another type of blanket like that where you're doing like strips. So we'll see. So there's those. And then a couple other things that I got. I got these back in October. I had ordered these, and they came all the way from Germany, so they took a while. But I never got to show them. Oh, and they're dusty. I'm sitting on the table. I never got to show them because I got sick. So I got these beautiful hand-dyed yarns from Anna Knitter. I watch her on YouTube and follow her on Instagram, and I love her stuff. So I got, this one she had first. This was September's colorway. It's called Autumnal Days. And this is a 75-25. And then this was, I think, October's colorway, called Plum Harvest. And I saw both of these. She had samples knit up, and they were both very beautiful. So I like that. I like seeing what it looks like knit up. So there's that. And she included a Opal Mini, this hot pink, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with. Probably put it in a scrappy blanket. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, so if you're looking for a YouTube channel podcast to watch about knitting and crocheting, because she does crochet and some other things, go look up Anna Knitter. She's amazing and a very sweet soul. Okay, so one more thing that I bought. It kind of goes with shop stuff and blankets, and we'll see. We'll see what your guys' response is. I have some thoughts. So I saw this at Joann's, and I bought it because I wanted to try out. Can you guess what this is for? This is a hexagon, a mini hexagon. I wanted to try out possibly English paper piecing. I've kind of been just wanting to explore it. You know, the Crazy Sock Lady has started doing it, and watching her put some stuff together, like she's working on a blanket and some other things. And I saw some other people, I've watched other videos on it too, and I thought to myself, this right here would be a fantastic way to use up some fabric scraps that I have, because I have buckets of fabric scraps, and none of them are like, they're not a size I want to put in a bag. So then that got me thinking, well, maybe I could take my scraps, cut some hexes, and sell packs of them in my shop. That way, I'm not keeping all the scraps. I don't know what to do with them. I don't want to throw them away. And maybe if you're interested in English paper piecing, or you are an English paper piecer or something like that, or a quilter or whatever, that would be a way for you to, because I would probably sell them for pretty cheap, let's be honest, just to get them out of my house, a cheap pack of hexagons. And that would just be a way for you and me, you know, because I want to do it too, to kind of maybe dip my toe into the waters of that craft and see if it's something I enjoy. I don't usually enjoy hand sewing, or, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. If you are interested in buying some of my fabric scraps cut into hexes, leave a comment down below. I would love to put some packs in the shop. They might be a random gathering, but there might be some seasonal stuff, because I do have like seasonal fabrics that would go together, like fall colors, summer colors, you know, those kinds of things. So I could definitely put them into themed packs for sale. So, all right. That's all I have as far as stuff for today. That was a lot, especially because it's been a while, so I guess it's not too much because it has been so long. Yeah, if you guys are still with me, thank you so much for watching. If you're still here after, I think, 50 minutes or so that I've been talking, I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming back to watch my channel. And if you aren't subscribed already, subscribe. If you like this video, hit the like button. And let me know down below. Comment below about the possibly frogging the blanket. What are your thoughts on that? Frogging blankets, there's two. And doing something different. Let me know. Is that something I should do? Because I'm on the fence. And let me know about the hexes. If you're interested in getting some fabrics from my fabric stash, for possible English paper piecing, if that's something you're wanting to try, let me know. I would love to put those in the shop as well. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys next time, which hopefully won't be 2 months from now. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!